welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the library. I'm finally back in here hanging out. For this video I will be reading dark romances for the week, and so today's Saturday, so I'll be reading till Thursday night, ideally. Possibly I'll read some Friday, but Fridays I usually leave for editing, so I might not, depending, because what I'm going to be reading is, boom, the Legacy of God books, right? Yes, Legacy of Gods by Rena Kent. Larry recommended these book series, and I was like, why not? So, yeah, I have the first book physically, as you can see, but I am thinking of reading it on Kindle just because I'm going to be reading the whole series this week, and I'm going to be reading all the rest of them on Kindle. So, I'm kind of thinking about just reading it on Kindle just so that, you know, they like stack in your Kindle library. So that they can all be stacked there together. But I'm going to have her nearby so that I can hold it while I'm talking about it. So yeah, I'm going to be reading these book series this week. I'm hoping to read as many as I can, to be fair. Ideally, it would be so great if I could get through all 6. Oh my goodness. But again, it's going to come down to time. I am quite a busy bee. Because I got my job, which I work super early in the morning, and then I DoorDash afterwards to make more money. So I don't have, like, I've got free time, but not a lot. So we will see what I can do. But for sure, I think I could get through at least the first 3 or 4 of these. For sure. So we'll see. We'll see how many, but I'm so very excited to start this one. And yeah. I don't know really anything about them either, so this will be an adventure and a journey, and I'm so excited to start it. Also, I don't know if there's going to be a quality difference. There will probably be a sound difference, but this is my first recording with the new, or it's a new camera to me, and the fact that, like, I've never used this camera before, but it's not a brand new camera. It's my husband's that he's letting me have for the channel. So this is my first time recording on it, so I'm very excited to see what my video comes out to be. So yeah, if anything cool or exciting happens, I will vlog it. If not, I'll probably vlog tonight whenever I stop, just to give a little update. So, bye! Hi, it is me. I am back. It has been, I think Saturday is technically when I did my first, anyways, I think Saturday is when I did my first video, but today is now Monday because I've been a very busy bee. I've been reading, not as much as I would like, but I've still been able to read some. I'm staring at the book over there, and it's gonna stay over there, but I am still on the first book in the Legacy of God series, God of Malice? Yep, God of Malice. I am loving it. I think it is so fun. We've got our main characters, Killian and Glyndon, which I'm in a wicked obsessed mood, so every time I read Glyndon, my brain wants to just automatically put Glinda instead. But I'm loving their dynamic. I love how, because essentially Killian is a psychopath, I believe. He doesn't really feel emotions. He has to, like, teach himself them based on watching people since he was a kid. And one of Glyndon's brothers is the exact same way. So she already kind of knows how he feels and understands him. And so it's, like, super refreshing for him. So he doesn't really have to put on the mask that he puts on for other people around her, because she already knows what to expect. And so yeah, I love that. And of course he's, like, it's a dark romance. So he's, like, super possessive and very stalkerish and very, like, aggressive towards her, and she's, like, got, like, this dark side where she's really enjoying it, even though she shouldn't, and she knows she can't. She likes it. So I'm having a blast. And yeah, I'm hoping to finish it today, and then also, if luck has it, start book 2 as well today. I don't work tomorrow. I just have to do some door dashing in the morning, and then I should also be able to hit the ground running and keep reading book 2. So, hoping for the best to be able to finish book 1 today, start book 2 tonight, and get chugging through book 2, possibly even finishing it tomorrow if I'm lucky. So, yeah, that's my update. here is my current update. Oh my goodness. These books, I don't know what it is, but they're taking me so much longer. To be fair, it's probably because I just don't have as much time as I did to read the previous books, so it felt like I was flying through them faster because I have more time to read and I don't have that kind of time anymore. But I am still absolutely in love with them. I started book 2, The Legacy of God books today, and I'm loving it. I guess I should talk about how I finished book 1. I don't think I talked about that in the previous update, because I did my update before I finished it. So I did finish book 1. We're going to talk about it anyway. And if I did, then you'll get to hear about it again. I did really, really like book 1. I loved the ending. I wish there was a little more. I'm someone who likes more suspense between the couple in the sense that, like, something high stakes happens where one of them is injured or whatnot and it freaks the other one out or they gotta go save them or something. I live for those moments, and I wish those moments were more higher stakes than they were in book 1, but it was also book 1, so maybe like the author was just getting a feel for how she wanted to do the genres. But I'm not the author, I'm not the writer, so I can't tell you. But I just felt like the big conflict that happened with Glendon at the end felt so short and so fast. Like, something happened to her, boom, it was taken care of. End of the book. And I was like, oh, I thought that conflict would happen for a little bit longer. But it's okay. I still loved it. I still thought it was great. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 5-star. And now I'm on to book 2, God of Pain, which is on my Kindle, which is not in this room, so I can't hold it up right now. But I'm on that one. This book is, if I get his name wrong, I'm sorry. Creighton? Or Cray? I believe so, because they call him Cray Cray as a nickname, so I believe it's Creighton. And Annika. So, those are our 2. I'm about 35 to 40% through it at the moment, I want to say. So, I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking how different the couple is. Just like, oh my goodness, personality-wise, how Annika just like is like super happy-go-lucky, loving life, continuously talking, while Cray literally is just like silent. This man does not speak a lot except around Annika, and it's just so cute watching him come out of his shell specifically for her. And of course, I love how the men in this series are super possessive. I love that. Love it. And yeah, so that's where we're at. It's a fake dating book, so we have established that plot point at this point. That is working. And the spiciness is just beginning. So, I hadn't quite hit like full steam ahead kind of smut yet, but it's finally being introduced into the couple's relationship, so I'm so very excited to see where we go from there. Ideally, I will have another update tomorrow. I'm going to try to update every day this week for the days that are going to be in this video, so ideally tomorrow I will have an update. I would like to finish this book tonight, but according to my Kindle, it might take me longer than the amount of time I can give myself to read, because I do have to cut myself at some point to go to sleep. So, I might have to finish it tomorrow, but ideally I'd like to only leave like an hour or 2 for tomorrow, so that way I can start book 3. I feel like I said in the beginning I wanted to get through like 4 of these books. It's looking like I might only be able to get through 3, because as long as I can start 3 tomorrow, which is Wednesday for current me, then I'll be able to finish it Thursday, and Thursday night is the cutoff. So wherever I'm at Thursday night, that's it. So ideally, if I could start book 3 tomorrow and finish it Thursday, then I would have gotten through about half of the series within this week, which would be super awesome. But obviously, tomorrow's update is when I will let you know my status on book 2 and ideally, my status for book 3, if I've gotten to it at that point whenever I record this video tomorrow. Because right now it's the evening, and I don't know what time tomorrow I'm going to film it, but I will definitely be updating tomorrow, so I will see you then. Hi! Welcome to today's update. It is Wednesday, so I have tonight and tomorrow to read dark thrillers for the week before I cut off for the video's content. I just finished God of Pain, I believe was book 2 in the Legacy of God series, and I really liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I almost kind of docked it a point, so I almost went from a 5-star to a 4-star because we hit like 100 pages left in the book, and like a main conflict point sort of kind of hit a resolution, like not really, but like an event happened. I'm trying not to spoil, so I can't say anything, but an event happened, and I was like, do we really need 100 pages to resolve this and wrap it up, I guess? So I was a little hesitant when we got to that point, but it did it justice. It did it well, and I loved it. I loved watching Cray and Annika's relationship grow and form, and how she became more of an independent person and broke out of her shell and stopped letting everybody make decisions for her, and then Cray finally letting go of his past trauma so that he can move forward into the future, and it was just so nice, and I loved it so much. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, probably eat some dinner, maybe watch like a video on YouTube or something, and then we're hopping into what is more than likely going to be the final book. It's a shorter book, but I don't really know. I'm not going to have enough time to do this in another book, and I do have a book lined up that I'm going to start after this video. So this will probably be the final book. It's called Little Stranger. I've kept seeing it on TikTok, and I'm super excited to read it. I don't have a lot of details other than it's a taboo romance. That's really about it. So yeah, I'll probably give an update tomorrow when I finish it, because it's only like 207 pages, and I'm going to start it tonight. So I should definitely be able to finish it tomorrow, and I will get my final opinions on it tomorrow when I wrap up for the video, and I'll talk about all the books that I read and all that jazz. But that is tomorrow, Kayla's problem. So for now, yeah, that's my update. I finished book 2. I was originally going to read more of this series, but I thought I was going to have more time to read, or it wasn't necessarily more time to read. I thought I was going to get through these books faster than I did, and I did not. So I am going to stop after book 2 because I did really want to read Little Strangers, which is a dark romance. So it fits perfectly in this week's theme. So my plan is to read that. So I will check back in tomorrow once I finish Little Strangers, to talk all about how I felt about that book and discuss pretty much everything I did, or everything I read this week, and we'll wrap it up. See you tomorrow. Hi! It is Thursday night, the final update for the Reading Dark Romances for a Week video. I was able to get through 3 books this week, God of Malice and God of Pain, so the first 2 books in the Legacy of God series. I was going to keep reading more of them, but I wasn't quite getting through them as fast as I wanted to, and I really wanted to read a dark romance called Little Stranger. They've been making circulations on my TikTok lately, so I did not read book 3 and instead read Little Strangers, especially because it was smaller. And yeah, I gave it a 4-star, Little Strangers. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked the dark romance aspects of it, the possessiveness, the like stalkerish. This one was very brutal in its spicy scenes. The reason I docked it a star though is because the whole, like, her mom pimping her out to dudes, or how her mom was just like essentially forcing her to marry people. She's like, you're gonna get married to this guy, you're gonna get married to this guy, and I just thought that was really odd that was happening. I like how when the dad found out, kind of, that like the dad didn't like it that the mom pimped out the main girl's V card, but like he didn't care about the whole arranged marriages kind of thing, and I thought that was just odd, because this isn't like a cultural book. This isn't like one from a culture where it's like, it's not, that's weird. It's weird. It's not, it don't fit. It's funky, and I hadn't liked it from the beginning, and it was a plot that continued throughout the whole book. But I did like our main guy Malachi, how he when he was a kid, he stopped speaking because of an abusive household that he came from, and how throughout the book he, like, later on when he's older, he finally like gets up the courage and learns and starts to try to speak for Olivia. And I think that's really cute. You know, this book is not cute at all in the slightest. It was super cute that happened. And yeah, that was really it. It fit all the dark romance criteria, so that's why I liked it. But again, I thought the arranged marriages and pimping her out was just really weird, and that just knocked a point for me. That was not something I really cared for. Yeah, so as a whole, let's see, I believe God of Malice, let's see, so I have a camera, I can check my Goodreads now. I believe God of Malice was a 5-star. Oh, Goodreads, why have you not, okay, there we go. I was like, Goodreads, you haven't updated me. Like, what? My books. What I have read. Okay, God of Malice. Okay, I gave it a 5-star. I did give it a 5-star. And then God of Pain, I think I gave it a 5-star, okay. And then Little Stranger, I gave a 4. Yeah, all those books, definitely recommend. I'll be putting them over there. Those are the 3 that I read this week. Definitely give them a try, give them a shot. Each of them have their own kind of special things about them. God of Malice has Killian, who essentially is a psychopath. He just doesn't really feel emotions. But he has a really strong connection with our main girl, Glyndon, which I always want to call Glinda. And essentially, but she has a brother and a cousin who's essentially just like him. So she understands that he doesn't quite feel things the same way, but is like he doesn't feel love like a normal, typical person would feel love, but he does feel it in his own way, and she's able to understand that. And he comes across that as quite possessive, and I love it. Then you have God of Pain, that is Creighton and Annika. I love how Annika, this is a grumpy sunshine, so she's super uppity and very happy and bubbly and talking 24 miles an hour, and Creighton just like literally never talks. He's like, never talk. He does talk, but he doesn't talk a lot. He's super quiet. And so he comes out of his shell though for her and learns to talk to her a lot. And just, yeah, come out of his shell, stop being a little in his little hidey hole. He slept all the time, but he stopped sleeping all the time once he met her because he likes to spend time with her. And yeah, that's them. And then, yeah, you have Little Strangers. We have Malachite, and we have Olivia. They are like foster siblings because they were both taken in by a couple from a separate abusive households. And raised as siblings from like 8 and 7, 6 or 7. She was 6 or 7, he was like 8. And they were raised up together, and he is a psychopath, so he also, like Killian from God of Malice, he doesn't feel emotions like everybody else does. But he had always had like this strong possessiveness and connection with Olivia, even since they were kids, and she was always like his comfort person that he went to for literally everything. And then I honestly she doesn't have much of a personality. We have Malachi's whole shebang about his mutism and how he just like their foster dad is not nice to him in the slightest, but he's always doing things he can to take care of our main girl, Olivia. And how like she's like the one important thing in his life, and he's like works so hard, and he even goes to therapy later and all kinds of stuff. But like Olivia just gets pimped out. Just the poor girl just gets pimped out. That's about it. She doesn't have much, in my opinion, to her character. But it was also a really short book. It was like 207 pages, so there wasn't a lot of much to go on there. But I still recommend it if dark romance is your thing. That is definitely checks boxes. So I would definitely check it out, but probably check the warning labels at the beginning. For all of them, honestly, all of them. You should, especially because like Little Strangers has some very intense scenes between the couple when they're having fun together. And God of Pain has a lot of essay talk. No? Yeah? Yeah. Some of that's in there. But also, how would I say this, because you can unaliving, I think it's because, you know, so they're YouTube. YouTube doesn't like a specific word. But yeah, it has unalive talk in it, so just be mindful of that. And yeah, those were my dark romances for a week. Sneak peek for the next week. I don't have, well, I guess some of them are over there, but I don't have any currently on my hand. I will be next week's video, thank goodness, will be reading my TBR for a week, where I just work on finishing up some of the books that I mentioned in my October TBR video that I wanted to get to this month. I'm going to aim for Kin Porsche. That is a Thailand novel that finally got an official English translation. It does have a live action TV series that I have seen and I really enjoyed, and that's why I was very excited when the novel got an English translation. So I'll be hopefully reading that. Apprentice to the Villain and Tangled Up With You, I believe are their titles. And obviously if I have enough time, I'll get to some more. And I'll probably listen to some audiobooks as well. I didn't this week because I was way too into the Wicked musical soundtrack, but probably next week I will be listening to some more audiobooks. So stay tuned for next week's video to find out what books I read, what books I want to read, and what books I did read. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my library next week. Bye!